and the window had been broken from the inside, but it was not all the way broken, and they couldn't tell I was there because in an otherwise situation where they would have known that I was there because of sound. And then like I hung out there at that tiny little angle on that window and killed Wamai through the window. I thought about that all weekend. I was like, that wouldn't have happened without lemon pots. It's like some of those old school moments. All right, lemon pots, let me tell you about this because I was just about to get into a rant on this. So they're bringing back the Outbreak collection. And if you don't know what the Outbreak collection is or what the Outbreak event was, it was the precursor to what is now being called Rainbow Six Extraction. It was Rainbow Six Quarantine, and then it was like Parasite, but now it's Extraction. But before that, there was an event that came in with Lion and Finka whenever they came into the game called Outbreak during Operation Chimera, which was year 3, season 1. And so, like all the events, you can play and unlock the skins, or you can buy them. And then after the event's over, they're gone, right? Like they're gone. But it's been a little bit of a trend lately to where Ubisoft has been like, all right, here's the Outbreak packed skins that have been exclusive for the past 3 years. Now you can buy them for $100 US to get the whole thing, which is like 50 cosmetic things. They have nothing to do with like your ability to win the game. They're purely cosmetic. Like in no way, shape, or form are they pay to win. And I don't think any of the uniforms in this game are, despite what a lot of the popular content creators would say. I just think that another conversation. Sorry, I'm not going to veer off that road. I'm staying on this. So people are like outraged that they're coming back and selling. And, I would imagine most of them are like, oh, that was an exclusive skin that I worked my butt off for. Only the people that work for it are supposed to have it. Like, there's no correlation in between working hard and success. There's just not. No correlation. Although many people mistakenly believe that there is a correlation in between success and working hard. Although I do feel, and will put a disclaimer out there, that working hard is a prerequisite to success, but there's no correlation in between working hard and actually being successful. And so they're outraged. Meanwhile, they're like, Ubisoft monetizes the game too many ways. It's like, what? Like, these people are crying about fixing the game, and if it's a live service-based game, you're going to have to pay the people who make the game to keep making the game. I mean, these are the same people like, I hate this game, but they play anyway. Like, that just goes to show you. People can hate your stuff or hate you or hate what you do, but still buy it anyway. Because people are not logical creatures. They're emotional. So, I mean, they're all emotional about the good times or perhaps even the bad times that they spent earning those skins. These guys are right in front of me and I've broken my concentration. but they hadn't come down yet. Hello, lion. I'm hunting me a lion right now. Ah, he died already. Oh. This game is 6 years old, as a matter of fact. Woo hoo hoo. Gotcha, Maverick. This game was released in December of 2015, so it is in its 6th year. It's not 6 complete years. They started, the naming convention started like on year 1. Like it was like the game released in December, and by the end of January, maybe early February of 2016, they released Black Ice and called it year 1, you know, already. So it's not like they waited. I don't know who I want to be, so I'm going to be Rook. And I started playing this on PC in 2017. I've played this since the beginning. I started on Xbox 1, and about the time that I had surgery and sort of went into a funk, that's kind of what got me into watching Pro League, because I really enjoyed this game in particular at the time. And me and Tony Cat, who you never met, Thor's predecessor, used to stream Siege on the Xbox One, and Lemon Fox, that was a clean kill. That was textbook. I'm pretty happy about that. And then Ubisoft pretty much came out and said, if you want the premier version of Rainbow Six Siege, you're going to have to play on PC. They even had like an Xbox Pro League back in the day, but then it switched just to PC. And that was about the time they were like, hey, if you don't play on PC, you're always going to have a second-rate Siege experience. And I was like, not me. I love this game. I meant reload. Please come out of this. All right, catching the breath. Moving on. Stay moving, Rook. Oh, behind me. Right on me. Oh, come on, Cav. Oh, come on, Cav. There you go, Cav. Good job. I'm so distracted by what's going on right now. I had to finish the story up. Okay, we won. Game over. I can concentrate now. So that's whenever I started playing on my laptop, which could handle it well at the time, but couldn't do it and stream at the same time. And like it took me forever to teach myself how to play mouse and keyboard. I was so bad at it. It was one of the most frustrating things I've ever overcome in my life, because at that point, like, not only had I played from the beginning of Siege, like I played the beta like back in the September before, so I've been playing before the game ever officially launched, and had gotten real comfortable with it on Xbox. And then you know, like I said, it was about that time frame where the guys that I played with, we just went like separate ways for a little while. Life kind of came in for all of us, and once I made the switch over to PC, they didn't, so I lost my team, so to speak, which it was bad in the sense of like losing the team, but it was good in the sense of like forced growth in a brand new something that was super hard. It was like, it was something else for me to focus on whenever I was like trying to learn how to walk again and kick bots and grapple and do all that stuff and start to trust my knee. That was where it really came in for me. And then of course my memories of streaming with Tony. Only like I think I got one clip that's still on the channel somewhere of playing on Xbox One, and I was Smoke in the old skyscraper map, and saved a round out, and at the same time Tony's kind of like crawling on me, so it's cool to have that. So yeah, I've been playing Siege for a while, and it's just the people. I don't know what it is. Like there's nothing wrong against like people got to make money somehow, you know, no matter who you are. There's nothing wrong with profiting. I just think that there's a lot of people that get like caught up in that mentality of like grinding and working hard and earning every little small thing, where it's just like those people aren't seeing the game at a big enough level. Like they're not seeing the game at the part where Ubisoft is right now looking at this, and the people that are like whining and complaining about the game, they stop listening to them, I'm certain. And then the ones that continue to buy their skins, I guarantee you that they're listening to them, right? Because that's where the money's coming in. It's like always follow the money. When it comes to corporations specifically, I would not give somebody the advice of follow the money if they were working for themselves. It'd be a different thing. But if you're trying to figure out, like, I mean, people are hollering for a Siege 2 right now because they can't put an up-to-date streamer mode in. I have no idea why, right? Like they had a version that came out at the start of year 6 that was client-sided, which would have helped out somebody like me. And then the vast majority were like, this is the dumbest thing ever, where really they just could have changed their name or used an alt account, even though I know they're not supposed to, and cut that streamer mode on and been fine, you know. Now the biggest names in there wouldn't have been fine because they get recognized for their voice and all that kind of good stuff. And the reason everybody thought it was stupid was, the other team, like if I went into streamer mode and all you saw on my stream was like, you killed Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, et cetera, et cetera. Covered up everybody's names, which was like, I love for me because like people's dumbass names that slip through the Ubisoft system of being whatever it is. Like sometimes they're just stupid, sometimes they're racist, sometimes they're and don't get me wrong, like politically incorrect stuff doesn't necessarily always bother me. It's like, and I feel like the world has lost its sense of humor, which is also sort of a dangerous thing. It's just, it was easy for me to concentrate. So if somebody said something truly dumb, I wouldn't have to like call them out by their gamer tag specifically. I could just say, now see, Bravo has it all wrong here. This is what Bravo did, and here's what Bravo could have done if he had wanted us to win, or whatever, like that way I wouldn't call somebody out by their actual gamer tag on there. And I say gamer tag, and that's a for sure I came from Xbox sort of thing to say. Their Uplay name, Ubisoft Connect name, whatever it is now. But bottom line is, if money stops flowing into the game, they're going to cut it off. There's not going to be a Rainbow Six Siege 2. There's not going to be new operators, new seasons that come out. The game will fizzle and die, which that's destined of anything. Nothing lives forever. That's okay. Let's enjoy it while you're here. And if you're not enjoying it, stop playing. Get the fuck out. It's that easy. But one more comment and then I gotta go. I told you I was going to get on a rant here. I felt it coming. I saw somebody who's also popular within the community pretty much say something to the effect of like, I don't like these practices to where they come back and make it for sale because people have addictions to buying things, to buying the skins. Like they have the completionist, perfectionist thing that like, oh my God, I have to have all these skins or my life's not complete. People. Those people. Like, I'm not even talking to them right now. I'm talking to you. But like those people, I don't even want to say grow up because I know that all of us are just kids in adult bodies. Like, so I don't want to say grow up because I don't like to hear grow up. I'm not growing up. But people have to understand that you don't have to buy anything, right? If you don't want it, you don't want it. And it's like, and if they do want it, they do. And if they're making these poor decisions that are getting them into financial trouble, it's like, that's their problem to fix and no one else's. And they're the only person that can fix it. And it's like, this person said something to the effect of like, there are people in my family that have been affected by these addictions. And I just want to be like, you're somebody who creates Rainbow Six Siege content almost every day and tweets about it almost 24/7. Is like, guess what? You are also addicted. Now, you're just addicted to playing a game. Is that good, bad, or otherwise? That's for the individual person to decide. You can look at any addiction as like, oh my God, I'm so ashamed of myself, blah, 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 and that only makes it worse. Shame is at the root of all addictions. And then, or you can look at it as like a passion where you're like, yeah, I play this game every day. I feel like it, like, I know it helps me and I can help other people through the use of this game, or I'm a better version of myself after I spend X amount of time doing this for right now. And if that changes, then hey, I'll be like, man, I really enjoyed my time playing Rainbow Six, and it's time to move on. Like when that day comes. And people tend to forget that they have that sort of authority over themselves. You can always walk away from anything. You just got to want something else worse. Hey, that's okay, right? It's like I used to be here's sort of confession time. But I'm going after this. But like while we're on this conversation, like I want to have this conversation a lot more than I actually have it. So now that I'm having it, I'm having it. I used to like be ashamed that I was addicted to video games, right? Like whatever it is. Like I had such a negative beat myself up mentality about it because I had parents, friends, family members telling me that I would never amount to anything if I kept playing those video games. So that stuck in my head, and for a very, very, very long time, I was like all tied up in knots about it, especially when I got hurt, especially whenever I would stream and there would be nobody that would show up. Especially when I could have been doing anything. I could have been at the gym more than I was, even though I was at the gym a whole lot, helping my fighters and everybody else out. I was doing a lot of nutrition counseling services for free, just getting my name on the board, the amount of money that I have personally spent and invested to bring people content, mostly by and large for free, like mostly free. The thousands of dollars and all the hours of time invested into honing a craft, finding the message, and doing that. All the while, I have this little me time of video games that I was like, that's mine. This is how I recharge. I'm the type of person that whenever I get burnt out, I usually come and play video games by myself. And like does not include streaming, right? Because I'm me, right? This is how I am pretty much all the time. But whenever it hits that reset time, I have to be completely by myself. And so whenever that topic came up, like I was ashamed of it. It's like I need to stop playing video games, or else I'll never be successful, or else I'll never amount to anything. It was like such a big fear that I have. Meanwhile, like I'm so caught up in my own bullshit of that I'm not seeing how I am helping people. I wasn't recognizing that I was helping change people's lives in a gym with the stuff that I was teaching and doing. I was blind to how I was able to write and help people. And so in order to prove to myself that it wasn't this, or, I was like, you know what? I can always go on a break, and I think I've frozen up here. I can always go on a break from streaming. I can always go on a break from playing video games and be fine. I've done it before. Like back whenever I got back from a vacation, I stopped for like 3 or 4 months. Like there was a 3 or 4 month stretch, and then a year or two before that, there was a 3 or 4 month stretch where I was like, you know what? No distractions, no movies, no TV, no video games, no sports, no nothing. Work on your business, work on your health, work on your relationships, get it right. And did I make improvements in other areas of life? Yes. But overall productivity, any better? Actually, a little worse. Actually, the test results at the end of that were a little bit worse. Like, I wasn't quite as productive. Happiness level, nowhere near as happy. Like, it was always like, what do I got to do next? What do I got to do next? What do I got to do next? And so I came back from that vacation and sort of had a deal on with my mentor that was like, okay, uninstall all the video, because he told me a story. It was like, this is what I did. I uninstalled all the video games until I made the business over 6 figures. And then after that, I reinstalled Counter-Strike, is what he said. He was talking about Counter-Strike. I reinstalled Counter-Strike, and I played 1,000 hours that next year and still made over $3 million. And I was like, okay, you're on. So I came home and I did that for like four months or so. And I just saw that like it wasn't happening any faster. It was better to go ahead and do what I needed to do to recharge, because that way I was coming back sharper, faster, stronger. And like and I remember back in high school and before high school, junior high school, elementary school, like I had all A's virtually the whole time, and the whole time I had all A's and was getting like high honor roll and all the awards for being the best student in this subject and that subject. It's like I got those all while playing video games. Again, there was no correlation. Now, whenever it does get into, so let me wrap up that last story. I did not make it to a 6-figure business. Let me be clear on that. By the time that I reinstalled Siege, I kind of hit that point where I was like, dude, if you die tomorrow, like, what would you have wanted to do today? I was like, I'd just play a little bit of Siege. Not all day, right? Because that's not enjoyable to me, right? If total chaos is going on in life, like health is tanking, and like no roof over your head, no food, and all your relationships are terrible, all your relationships are bad, and you're still like just burying your head in the sand. It doesn't matter if it's video games. It could be, but it could be music. It could be sports in general. It could be like only focusing on business and not your health, or only you see what I mean? Like anything that becomes everything is bad. And all an addiction is it meets your needs. Like if it meets 4 more of your needs at 4 out of the 6, then you're addicted. So there's certainty, uncertainty, significance, connection, or love. You don't have to have love. You can just have connection. And then those are like the survival needs. And then the needs you need to be happy are growth and contribution. So if something you do gets you certainty, uncertainty, significance, and connection, it can be toxic as hell and destructive, but you're addicted to it. Or it can help ground you and help you perform better in other areas of your life. It's all on how you view it. And if you view it with shame, you're never going to get rid of it, and you're never going to feel good about yourself. So eventually I decided, whenever I got back, I was like, okay, I failed that challenge. I lost. Next round, what can we do instead? Because this ain't working for me. Like, it's just being honest. Like I was talking earlier about, you can't lie to yourself. I like kept telling myself, it's like, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm making progress, and I'm happy, and I just wasn't. I just wasn't. So I was like, how can I get done what I need to get done, but also enjoy doing it in the process? And thus, that's why I came back to streaming. That's why I'm here, and that's why I am on a mission to... Now, you could take all the places I said video games and replace it with martial arts, and we would have the same conversation. If I'm playing video games and training martial arts a good bit of the time, life is pretty damn good, right? Because I'm going to take care of myself and be physically all I need to be and more, because I have something to do it for. And the streaming, like, there's the part that you see and there's the part that you don't see, where a lot of the work's going on. So by making it part of the process, we're going to get to the result faster and going to be happier in the end, even if it takes a little more time. But it's going to be right on time. And that's something we all got to remember. So that was sort of a rant from left field, perhaps, but it was something that I've been needing to say for a while. Couldn't at first because of my shame associated with it, but now it's just like, you just got to be you. And all the times that video games or martial arts have been out of my life, I just wasn't me. Martial arts fell out of my life and I gained 100 pounds, was 100 pound overweight. Came back in, all of a sudden it was so easy to lose 100 pounds and keep it off forever. It's all in what you want your life to be, and being 100% truthful to yourself. Now, what you do whenever you interact with other people, I don't know, that's your own conscience to decide, but I would try to stay on the good side of karma if it were me. And plus, you can't remember lies, at least not all the way, or who you told what. Eventually it backfires. So it's just doubly, triply, 10 times bad when it's you. So I'm gonna eat lunch now. Lemon Pots, thank you for letting me unload all that. I appreciate it. Hope you got something out of that, because we got to remember too, one last thing. Sometimes the people that mean well can say the most damaging and destructive things, but it's just them projecting their own insecurities. And that's what you got to remember. It's just like what happens on a daily basis. Somebody is doing terrible in the game, and they're throwing a big old donut up there and not doing anything to contribute and just getting their ass kicked. And then they have to be loud and obnoxious and tell you how bad you suck whenever you mess up to take the attention off of them. Unfortunately, people that mean well do that. But all right, I'm out of here. I gotta go eat. I will see you next time, Lemon Pots. And bye, everyone else. See ya.